And we're back. Hi everybody, it's Nicole327. I'm just kidding, it's somebody less impressive. I want to talk about what it's like to be 22. Because I'm not really feeling 22. Or am I? I just knocked over so many things. I still have like residual makeup on my face from doing that makeup video. I want to talk about what it's like to be 22. Talk about the different stages of life that you can be in when you're 22 and how I feel as a 22-year-old, because I feel like I fit into so many different boxes that I don't even know who I am anymore. There's two different types that I want to talk about. Famous 22-year-olds and 22-year-olds that I know. We're going to start with that one first. Whenever I log on to Instagram or Facebook, somebody new is either pregnant, bought a house, or is engaged or married. And every time I am completely taken aback by it, like completely shocked, because I am not anywhere close to any of those things, nor do I have a desire to be. So it's just interesting to see where people are in life, because that just sounds so grown up to me. Like, I don't want to have a baby for a hot minute, because once you have a baby, like, honestly, like, game over, you know? In the best way possible. And when you think about, like, where they are with their careers, some people are not working, some people are in school, some people have their dream job, some people are working a 9-to-5 job, some people are working a retail job. Like, it could literally be anything. I feel like I'm in a pretty good place with my career. I'm a teacher. I'll be a second-year third grade teacher coming in August, and I plan on getting my master's too. So I feel pretty like secure in that. I mean, I feel pretty secure in general. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. 22 feels very similar to purgatory, and I'll get to that in a second. So there's that. There's, you know, real legitimate normal people that are in all phases of their life. Like, some people are buying houses. Like, one of my friends from college just bought a house. I'm still living at home for a brilliant reason. I'm saving money. If you can live at home when you graduate from college, I highly recommend it. Even if your parents like charge you rent, they're not going to charge you nearly as much as if you were to like get your own place. And also, I love my parents, so. And then there's the flip side. There's, like, famous people. Like, sometimes when I'm looking, like, you guys, the other day I was in a deep dive of Instagram model world, which is very complex, first of all. And I'd be, like, creeping on people. I'm like, wow, they're gorgeous. And then I find out they're 22, and I'm like, I look like I'm 16 still. What's wrong with this picture? And then I remember, oh, they're famous. It's just interesting. Like, 22 has so many different forms. So here's why I feel like I'm in purgatory. So like I said, I'm a teacher. I teach third grade, and I love third graders. If you don't remember how old third graders are, they're 8 or 9, and they are so funny. Okay, they're so funny. I just wish people could experience my day, because even if I go like share a funny story with like a coworker, you just have to really experience it to understand how funny they are. Like, you literally cannot make up the things that they say. That's a whole nother video. But from an 8 or 9-year-old perspective, some of them think I'm so old. Now, some of them like acknowledge that I'm young comparatively to like the other. I'm like, well, last year I was the youngest person in my school. This upcoming year it'll probably be different because there's more fresh meat. Most of them think that like I'm old. Even my 7-year-old niece was like, you're trying too hard to be cool. She also said that Drake and Josh and My Life as a Teenage Robot were cheesy. So, gotta take their opinions with a grain of salt. And because I have the advantage of being on the younger end of things, I get their jokes. Like, they'll literally meme around with me. They'll quote TikToks and Vines, and it blows my mind every time I hear it, because I'm like, I was literally just watching that. But I'm afraid that when I get older, I'm going to be so out of touch. Like, I don't want to be one of those adults. It's like, what's a meme? Like, who is this? Like, I just don't want to be so disconnected from it. So there's that. There's me working with kids, feeling like an old fart. Then there's the fact I live at home, feeling like a teenager. Then there's like my actual age, and I'm like, what am I? You know? And my interests and just my personality, I always say that I have like grandpa aesthetic. My actual grandpa, Poppy, what's up, Poppy? He's not watching this at all. We are one and the same, except he is an old man and I am a 22-year-old girl. What's the difference? I don't know.
What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
But then I have the humor of like a 13-year-old boy. I don't know why all my alter egos are men. I'll watch a TikTok compilation all day, every day, and these jokes are so funny to me. But nobody else I know watches these videos, so I am legitimately in my own world. Relatively, I'm either really young or really old. Like, my kids think that I'm really old, and then my coworkers think I'm so young. Like, my partner teacher is 10 years older than me. In her very first year of teaching, she taught 5th grade, which happened to be the same year I was in 5th grade. I'm like, you could have been my teacher. And we talk about, like, where were you in 9/11? She was in high school. I was in kindergarten. Stuff like that is so weird. And then we're, like, working together as peers. Isn't that weird?
Time is so weird. It's a social construct, yo. I identify as a 94-year-old man.
You know, wherever you are is fine and it's good. Like, we're all moving at a different pace, but it's just interesting to see, like, how different 22 can manifest itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, like, deep thoughts, like, late night thoughts, like, hashtag deep, bruh. I need to get on somewhat of a normal sleep schedule before I, like, kill my circadian rhythm. It's already busted. Thanks for listening. Thanks for having another sleepover with me. We're just like hanging out in my bathroom because that's where we have all our sleepovers, right? So I'm going to leave you with another piece of advice. Drink water. Just kidding. This isn't water. Here's another piece of advice. Don't drink micellar water. Hee hee. Okay. Bye.